and welcome Cancer signs to your July messages. So keep in mind these are collective in general. Receive only what aligns. Release anything that does not make sense, doesn't align with you. Okay, remember to never to give your power away to a reading or an outcome. You are a conscious creator and you shift and change your timeline with your free will choice. So there will be an extended that's available, my extended videos only membership, which is linked below my description box below. So let's get into this Cancer signs. So we start out with a main message of self-love. Okay. And you see like there's a lot of darkness there, right? But you see all the flowers and the blooms and the magic that's coming. So there's this sense of some of you are doing a lot of shadow work, and it's important that you implement in self-love, but that you love all of you, because there's a lot of beauty blooming from that experience, the more that you pour into yourself and what is best for you here. Okay, so don't put off things that are self-love care, whether it is just like really practical things, right? Or doing extra things for yourself with like goddess care, or even like your spiritual care and doing things that align with you for your practices, for your spirituality that really light you up. But many of you are moving through, some shadow here in the month of July, and self-love is kind of the alchemist for you. Okay, so that's something that's really important. I'm also getting, the energy of flowers. Some of you might really like the evening time, spending time at night, maybe in your garden, or spending time with flowers. There's something about spending time with flowers in the evening. So I don't know if it's essential oils or spending time in your garden, taking like a goddess bath, but just like really honoring yourself here, okay? And that you are blooming, and that you're blooming in your own time, in your own experience, that you're trusting in your intuition there, that you're spending time, with the pets and animals that really are fulfilling for you, because they're kind of holding the space and helping you to transmute energies and bringing in kind of that loving presence into your experience. And then clarifying that we have light. Okay, so a lot is going to come to the light at this time in July. There's a lot of transmutation. If you're already in a grounded relationship or connection, you could be sharing a lot more. Things would be coming lighter. You could be getting things off your chest that you're expressing, they're expressing. But that light energy, it transmutes, right? It transmutes, it shines through the egoic masks that we wear. It gets right to the truth, right? Rather quickly. And so, you're definitely taking time to pour into your own cup here. Some of you, okay, if you're single and dating, we have eye candy, beauty fades, choose someone for their inner beauty and personality. So that might be a shift that's important for you to make if you've just been choosing people who look pretty, right? On the outside, but maybe are not as aligned in the inside, on the inside. For some of you too, if you're aging, that could be something that you've been struggling with as far as, your beauty, but keep in mind that your beauty is continual and it just kind of changes form, right? And it means different things. And so there's really something to do with like your shift in your mindset, with how you see yourself, with your self-esteem, with your own personal beauty. But the other message could be that it's important that you take that time for that self-love and that self-care to feel good, right? To feel good and do what feels, good for you, in healthy ways. But that is something that is coming up here that might be creating a little bit of a blockage for you in July. But again, the light, is shining very clearly to show you that. Okay, so wrapping yourself up in self-love and changing your perspective. That's something else that's coming through here. Seeing your beauty, seeing your inner beauty, seeing the beauty within your personality, and seeing the shifts and changes within your beauty, and how, again, like, they're just different forms of beauty that are showing up here for you. So some of you might be preparing yourself to comparing yourself to like the ridiculous beauty standards in society that are all fake, right? Or something like that. Please stop doing that and just really see your beauty, and that's something that's really important here for you, and know how rare that is, right? Because anyone can put on a mask, they can throw on makeup, they can transform and shapeshift in that way, right? Which there's nothing wrong with that. That's what they love to do. But I feel like those of you tuning in, you really have a natural beauty to embrace, a beauty from within your, your personality that aligns, and to connect with that part of yourself and shine that out. So into the Three of Pentacles energy here and the Seven of Pentacles. So there's something that's taken a long time. It's, you've been reviewing things. For some of you, if you've been dealing with some sort of health, you've been on a health journey, you've been healing something physically with the Seven of Pentacles, something that was collaborative. It took like a few different professionals. You've been trying to crack the code with the Seven of Pentacles, and it's been taking a while here. It feels like that cycle's coming to a close. So you're getting some sort of solution, something that's helpful, something that benefits you. Some of you are clearing something from like a past life or past life karma. And then we have Justice and the Fool. So there is a balancing energy and a new fresh beginning here. So for some of you, with that Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, it's taken a lot of patience. It's taken a lot of time. It's been a process. It's been a process of processes, I'm hearing. So it's been a struggle. It's been challenging. But it feels like that's going to be shifting and changing here. Things are going to be lightening. There's going to be some sort of solution, the right healing modality, something like that, that's really going to align and be beneficial here for you. But yes, it feels like it's something that's tied in with it's tied in with the physical, but I feel like it's tied in spiritually as well, that you are clearing and healing in July. Okay. Then we have the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Wands energy. So with the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Wands, you've kind of been exhausted with this process that you went through. So make sure you take time to rest, recharge. And again, that self-love, give yourself that self-love and accept all of you and appreciate all of you, because it does feel like your power and your energy is going to be returning. Make sure that you're calling your energy and your power back to you. I feel like that's something that's important here. You may have been giving your power away unknowingly to certain systems or certain things that just didn't really align or give you the results or the support that you really required. But it feels like with this Ace of Wands and the King of Swords energy, you've almost had to like study for yourself what is best for you, because you may be like very fine-tuned and sensitive, and it's like certain systems just kind of treated you like a number, or treated you, only treated one part but not the other. So you may have been studying or taking time to actually focus in on a solution, something, you kind of there's some energy of being self-taught here with the King of Swords and the Ace of Wands. And there's that Phoenix energy rising. With the Ten of Swords, at the ending of a painful cycle, that's the release of energy leaks. Like, it does feel like your energy is returning to you. The other message that I'm getting for some of you, if there's someone here going through a divorce, make sure you take it, space and time to rest, recharge, give yourself love, heal, and grow. Because when we're in situations that are really stressful and like our nervous system's always activated, but then we finally come into a place where we feel safe and we feel loved and we feel supported, we actually end up feeling quite exhausted because we're trying to recharge and recover. So make sure you allow yourself time to recharge and recover before you take action, kind of moving forward. Give yourself space, give yourself grace, give yourself time to recalibrate. Okay, your energy, that's something that's really important. That's a side note for somebody who maybe is going through some sort of divorce here. But with the Ten of Swords and then the Ace of Wands, that's like night and day. That's like completely drained and exhausted to energized, excited, charged up, passionate, let's go. That's that sort of energy. And then the King of Swords energy is being very logical. Some of you too, you could find perhaps like some sort of professional that's really helpful and assist you without, whatever challenges that you're moving through with the King of Swords. The King of Swords is, very accurate, exacting in their integrity. So that could be you, or that could be an energy that you're kind of calling in here with this King of Swords for some sort of solution or some sort of support for what it is that you require. Many of you, it has to do with your energy. You've been trying to figure out what's going on with your energy levels, right? And you've had to move with the Justice, Seven of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. You've had to move through all these systems and navigate all this, and it's been really frustrating and tiring for you. Okay. Then we have the energy of healing, that beautiful fairy energy. Okay, so again, where I have that energy of like sitting out in your garden at night or just enjoying the kind of peace and quiet. Here we have the fairy energy, which is playful, which is a bit mischievous, which is quite magical, right? So I feel like that's something else that's quite healing for you. And then we have the sunshine. Okay, so it does feel like there's a shift in your energy. It does feel like you're finding solutions or connecting with the right professionals that can assist you with these challenges that you're overcoming. You know, the Justice and the King of Swords can be a lawyer energy, right? So that would apply to those of you that are kind of moving through a justice system or moving through a divorce. Okay, but let's see what else. The King of Swords is also an expert as well. So it could be somebody in the healthcare field. So let's go ahead and look at the healing energy. All right, we have healing is occurring. You're a natural healer, you're on the mend, or a situation is being resolved. Have faith that it's happening. Your soul wants you to know healing is natural. Everything in nature has its intrinsic ability to restore itself. You're a part of the world, so you have this innate ability. Often healing needs to occur on inner planes before it can manifest on the outside. To assist this process, focus on what's great and let go of what isn't working or what's wrong. Hold a vision of the solution that you desire and be patient and trust that recovery is occurring in its own time and way. Nature is one of our greatest healers, so spend time with the trees, soak up the rays of sun, and dance in the rain. Phenomenal healing energy flows through every cell in my body. Okay, so that's your affirmation. Phenomenal healing energy flows through every cell in my body. And then in like the career energy, but I feel like this is you just in general, we have the sun, which is happiness, clarity. You know, you finding that spark again, your vitality returning, you shining just in your presence. This isn't you having to do anything. This is like you are a conduit of light. So you're transmuting energies and you're also attracting in very happy experiences with all of these sunflowers. If you're teachers, leaders, and or you have like you're on a business or career path, it could be that you're attracting in students, you're attracting in those who want to learn from you. If that's not the case, this is literally just you being in your own energy, your energy returning to you, and you being in this like radiant goddess energy, right? Also making sure that you're spending, you know, a healthy amount of time. You know, you'll know what's best for you in the sunshine or outside or gardening, because that's something that's also going to let your, you know, help your light shine. It feels like you have been through a journey here, Cancer signs, where there's been a lot of shadow, there's been a lot of confusion, there's been a lot of, is this going to work? No, it doesn't work. You know, it's been quite frustrating. So take time to recover, recharge, and remember that affirmation for healing, right? And we kind of had that self-love message of like everyone blooms in their own time and in their own rhythm. And so take that pressure off of yourself, okay? You're going to realize you are the sun energy and that transmutes. You're going to transmute and clear a lot in your energy field, whether that's with the help of someone else or that's with your own spiritual practices or that's, you know, nature's healer, right? Spending time in nature, you're going to know, right? You're just going to know I have a feeling there. So that is what I have for you, Cancer signs. I'm going to take this into the extended and we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this. If you're interested, that's linked below. If not, receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Take the best care of yourself. Okay, embrace your happiness, and I will see you soon.